Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I hope you're off to a fabulous start today. It's awesome to see you. Thank you for your time and thank you for your energy. And this morning, if you're not prepared to be uncomfortable and if you're not open to challenging what you believed was impossible, then you know what? You better just go ahead and hit stop and go about your day. No judgment. I've only got love for you. But if you're a warrior, and you're like saying to yourself, gosh, you know what? Today is a perfect day to question an old authority, an old story, and totally blow away any limiting belief that I've once placed in my life because I'm ready today to hear a story that raises me because of this story. Now, I shared this story about 3 years ago, and we had a ton of people comment and said, no way! But way! And this came up on my feed as a memory. And I wanted to share with you today because it made me think, where are you holding back, James? And get out of your own way. This is Goran Kropp right here. Goran was an unbelievable possibilitarian. Take a good look at him. This is him with his bicycle and about 200 pounds, 230 pounds of stuff. And there's the Himalayas in the background. So here is the story of Goran. So Goran loved to challenge anything that someone said was impossible. So people all around the world were doing things back in the 80s. They were climbing big mountains. They were doing adventures. They were doing gone. And Goran said, you know what? I think I would love to climb Mount Everest, but I'd love to climb it with no help. So no Sherpas, no porters. Actually, I'd love to climb Mount Everest with no porters, no Sherpas, and no oxygen. I'd love to climb it all the way up and come all the way down all by myself with no support. And people said, you know what, that's possible, but it's really, really hard. So then he said, you know what, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm not even going to fly to the Himalayas by airplane and land in Kathmandu and do what everyone else does, which take a little plane and then hike up to base camp and then climb Everest. I'm actually going to ride my bike from Sweden over 10,000 miles all the way to Nepal. And then I'm going to get off my bicycle, and then I'm going to climb up Mount Everest by myself with no oxygen, carrying my own stuff, and then climb down, get on my bicycle, and climb and ride all the way back to Sweden, all by myself. And that's what Goran did. It took him a couple of years, and it took him an unbelievable amount of fortitude because everyone said it was impossible. But Goran said something, this is the take home for you and I. He said, I love it when the world tells me something is impossible. Then I ask to ask myself, do I believe it's impossible? And if it is, then I will submit. But if I believe there's a glimmer of hope, then I can actually overcome what someone says or what everyone says is impossible, I'm going to go ahead and make it possible. So, what have you been told that you are not capable of doing? What have you been told is not possible? What is your epic journey? What is the metaphor that you see from riding the bike from Sweden to the foot of Mount Everest, climbing back down by yourself and riding all the way home? Something that took 2 years and a limiting belief that kept coming up. I'm going to wear out. No one can do this. It's not within the human body's physiology to make this happen. What are you willing to challenge today? What is going to be your personal Himalayan adventure? What is going to be your 10,000-mile bike ride? It could be something as beautiful as being so full of possibility about how you are going to nurture your dreams today, how you're going to stand for your truth, how you're actually going to live your truth versus being good. Being good means, yeah, you know what? It's impossible. I'm going to be good and be a listener and just kind of submit that it's impossible. Where would your life be if you were just good? And anybody ever said anything that was impossible for you just said, yeah, yep, you're right. I'm just going to play good versus live up to your truth. I've got a few ideas about what I'm going to do today to be living my truth versus being good. And I have a feeling it's going to be beautifully uncomfortable, not just for me, but for a lot of people close to me. I'm going to love them that well. I'm going to be that present. I'm going to be extraordinary. And I'm going to invite you to question any authority you've placed in front of you that's getting in the way of you and rise above it and do something extraordinary in you and as you. Take a good look at that face. Look at those hands in the air. That is the human spirit. And you are too. Much love, every blessing. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.